So I started my last video stating that that day was going to be the fun day because it was getting everything into the van and ultimately anchored down. But I was wrong. Today is going to be the fun day because I went to Hobby Lobby last night and got several things for like finishing touches and really hoping that they're kind of the answer to the things that are needing tweaked in the van. So I have a plant for the area next to my toilet cabinet and that window space that is kind of funky. I got these that I was going to wind with jute in order to be what is preventing things from falling off my new shelf, and was going to hook it up. But then I also saw these as I was walking out of the store. They're 3 feet wide with already little things here, and they may be prettier and work just as well. So we'll see. Piece of poster board because I have some painting to do in here. That's just easier than dragging a big sheet in that I can trip on. This cabinet over here, which was white and worked for my last layout, I think I've decided to paint it green. I have that small little white table which I've cleaned. Actually, it's not white. It's like an off-white / very cream color. So I know those two would clash. And the little table I'm not going to repaint. It has a lot of wear on it, and it has that wear because it looks like it was originally black. Someone else, I believed, used chalk paint on it in a cream color but didn't top coat it or put wax or anything on it, so it's actually flaking off. So I also spray painted like a shellac coat on that table so that the rest doesn't flake off. This shutter that I got over here, I got that at an antique store the other day. I thought it would maybe be an option for my headboard, maybe be an option for my footboard, and then I actually put it against this cabinet thinking maybe it could. It actually looked kind of good. I kind of liked it up against this cabinet, but ultimately, while the colors worked and I love the contrast and I love that itself, I just don't think functionally it will be best. I think I still need to do, you know, my idea of having a rope of some sort across there to hold baskets and things in, and figure out what else to do with this. I need to find some kind of rug, carpeting, something that I can put on this box, because this box I intend to be a step of sorts. So you step, up in the bed. It's slippery if it's not covered in carpet. I don't want to have to take it out to clean it constantly. So I'm thinking some type of outdoor carpet, darkish color, or at least not a light color. And I don't have it. So I'm going to be going probably back to Lowe's to grab something that I saw there that I can actually cut. There you go. My one carpet down here. I bought these 2 carpets not too long ago, like in July or so, for the van, and unfortunately one fits, but the end of the bed blocks the second one from fitting. So this is originally from Hobby Lobby, $60, but I got it 50% off yesterday. It's kind of the trick with Hobby Lobby. Oh, can it fit? Can it fit more perfectly? I'm not sure how I'll hold it up there, but that, some type of cord or something to go across here that then anchors in here. I love those little tweaks that have to be done. The next area to be tackled is this area right here. It goes all the way to the floor. Ooh, I'm gonna glue that. That little piece is kind of, it's loose and I don't want to catch it with anything, so I'm gonna glue that too. Anyway, what I've decided is I have these like little remnants from other things, including the drawer behind me, from what this is, so that this, I don't think I'm going to use this one. I think I will use Reflectix and cut and tuck the Reflectix in there, because that's pretty cold. Just the metal is cold and that's going to conduct the temperature. I will cut Reflectix out, spray glue with my fabric adhesive. This stuff is crazy. Put this on the Reflectix, cut it to here, hot glue that on, I believe. Moving on. Definitely should have done this before I anchored the bed down. I take a lot of risk by only eyeballing things. I'm all jazzed up on coffee. Oh. All right, I think my best option is to go ahead and spray adhesive this. Let it sit for a minute and get real tacky. Put my fabric on it. The fabric isn't enough to go all the way to the bottom, but I don't need it to be. And then do the finishing touches. It sprays out a lot like silly spray or silly string. I do this over here simply because I don't want to get this glue on my bed. This is the good part that will show. I also should not have sprayed the entire thing, knowing that I wouldn't be covering the bottom, but now I have to. Let me cut a piece. Smush and hold. My thought is kind of something like this. And it is not going to be perfect because it's not going all the way down, nor is this entire thing perfect. It's pretty ugly, in fact. This is something that I bought at the dollar store. All right, what do we think? Definitely better than it was. I need to paint little things, and then I need to unpack everything and get it where it belongs. And then I will probably go to the store called Home, which is down the street. Kind of a strange warehouse type of thing. It's basically Marshall's on steroids and only for home goods, patio type things, furniture and picture frames and such. It's often a mess. It's kind of chaotic, but the prices are really good, and they have such variety that I think I'm going to measure the bottom of my bed here. I basically need storage for pots and pans, so it's got to be large enough to fit my pan for when I'm truly cooking. I don't cook much. And then the rest would just be kind of like clothes and type of things. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some measurements, and that'll be the next fun thing, maybe later on today. All right, so this is the carpet that's normally at the door. It's definitely too light for this spot, but I wanted to see how it looked, and I think it looks fairly fabulous. So it may be cheaper to buy like just something like this at a store in a color I like rather than cutting anything at Lowe's. We will see, but that looks much nicer, right? Gotta let the good ideas stew, or the ideas stew to get good ideas. Simmer, if you will. So one of the things that I had in my other layout that I loved is this is an old sewing machine drawer, like the set of drawers that's on the side, and I had to make a top. It's not great, but it was covered with a basket and it worked fine. This is where I keep my chargers, my pens, scissors, and my utensils, my forks and stuff. I no longer have a spot for it because it used to be right here. Can't be there anymore, and it's only pretty from this side. And there's literally nowhere. If the pretty side were the other side, it would have been much better. It's not, because there's nothing I can lean it on that side and keep it. So I'm not real sure what I'm going to do with it. It doesn't fit under the bed, but I love it. I don't want to part with it. I made quite a mess when I was just doing all that fabric. I'm going to clean and paint this cabinet, I think, in the spots around, and then I will go ahead and get the small curtain off from the inside of the garage when the paint is dry. I don't really want to take the drawers all the way out. Well, it's just easier to do that. because I'm going to paint this front. It's going to be a tight squeeze in there. I don't have much room. While I already have this small paintbrush out, I'm going to go over to my shelf and just go ahead and touch up the little areas I need. I kind of like the worn out look this has, to be real honest. But I suppose it looks nicer fresh. I think the wore out look is largely from just the wood and the knots in the wood. It was a terrible piece of leftover wood that I had. I didn't think it would ever be seen. But here we are. I guess it's character, right? It's kind of what I like about it. It's probably all I will do over here. All right. For now, I'm only going to remove this one. Scratch that. I will remove a couple of these. All right, so the current question is, without getting paint on everything, is this long enough? And it is not. I will cut it to the same width. Ugh, I wish I had a nice edge, and I sure don't. I think I'm gonna take this to Lowe's and have them cut it on their nice saw, because I don't have a nice saw. Ugh, what the heck is my plan? Because that's no different than what I got there already. I think that's what I'm gonna do right there. Have the curtain come out from under there, over this, and down. My neighbors must think I'm a total whack job. For sure. For sure. Okay, it is cold. So here are the 36-inch like beads on a string, beads on jute that I got. I'm pretty excited because I snuck a peek, and so what I'm going to do is, they fit, they look how good. You can't see it really, huh? It's kind of dark in here, sorry. So I'm going to put a big hook on this side, I hope, and then another hook on the inside over here, so that this one over here is on this side, it's unseen, and it's going to be not permanent, but it's going to be on a hook where it doesn't come off. This one over here will be one that can come off, and then this string of beads will be what keeps the boxes in onto the shelf and not falling out. I have my fancy box of screws, and these are just the box of, it's a screw box, but it's ultimately just a box of fun things that I enjoy. And if little things that I find, I tend to keep in that box, because you never know when you're gonna find something you want. So I really like, do you see these? Look how cute. These are from something else, and I really want to put it like right here so that this can hang. My problem is, actually it'll probably end up hanging between the beads somehow like that to give it a little bit more tautness. I'm going to see if my box of screws has a flathead screwdriver like this that I need. Well, hot damn, do I? Oh, I totally do. All right, got one. It's somewhat organized. Some would even say not organized at all. I'm also going to put 2 of the corner brackets. There's already 2 in the toilet shelf right behind the driver's seat. And I need, when I was painting it, it was moving a little bit more than I liked to, so I'm going to bracket it down a little bit better. So one more thing I got to do at Lowe's, I guess, is get one more screw. I just finished the repainting. Nothing new there. So I've been to Lowe's and I made a few returns for things that I didn't end up needing that I thought I might not need. I did go ahead and have them cut this piece of wood so it's perfectly straight right here. It'll fit on the foot of the bed. I think I'm going to go ahead and screw that on today. I also have taken measurements of every nook and cranny. Actually, I need to do this over here also, because I may be traveling by Jeep to see a friend this weekend. And if that's the case, we do a lot of antiquing and thrift storing, and it'll be nice to have some different stores and different things to check out and see what I can add to the van. I do have a lot of space under the bed, like I said. I have new shelves now that I had to measure. I do have a table that will go here that I hope will work. I'm loving the green on my new cabinet here. Should have done that a long time ago. I didn't even think about it. I did get the few screws I needed for these hooks. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to this today, but you know that's coming. That's what's happening. Is what it is. Oh, look at that. What do you think? Is it too big to turn this way? Also, probably like that better, and it probably fits that spot better. It's not too stable. I need to work on that. This table right here is actually one with kind of some legs on it, and it's the perfect dimension actually to sit on my sink when my buffalo piece of wood isn't there. And this can go on top of it for more counter space if I need. So I think I'm probably going to need more often than I did before. I never used it before, but I will now with my decreased counter space. I didn't get to like unpack and repack, didn't get to do all that, and I'm going to save it, I suppose. That's another fun day. I will spend some time letting my thoughts float around a bit about my footboard, because I'm not sure if that other curtain is a great look. With that, I'll say goodbye until next time. Thanks for watching.